Welcome to the world of Giant Gnome Productions. Find out more online at giantgnome.com. And now, our feature presentation.
What I find interesting about court-martials is that the accused usually have done something wrong. Wrong in the sense of your Starfleet honor. Wrong in the sense of disrespecting your uniform. Wrong in the sense of embarrassing Starfleet. But what is wrong with helping the helpless? Those that are downtrodden, those that are oppressed. Whatever fate held for me, I was willing to take it. Because I was just trying to help a cause I truly believed in. And one that I was willing to give my life to preserve.
Order! Order! Quiet down. We're going to begin. My name is Admiral Farnsworth, Chief of Staff, United Federation of Planets, Starfleet. The following proceeding is held on the 30th of November, 2375. After the signing of the Treaty of Bajor, it came to the Federation Council's attention that there were certain discrepancies in logs in the Earth, Bajor, and Beta Z sectors. These discrepancies were for various items, ranging from food, blankets, replicators, to starships, and a range of weaponry, including photon and quantum torpedoes. After a lengthy investigation, and persuading the Federation Council to let this remain a Starfleet matter, we have adjourned today to bring the alleged perpetrators of these crimes before us. Will the court please introduce themselves?
Oswald Garibaldi, Vice President, United Federation of Planets.
Admiral Francis Reeves, USS Churchill, 5th Fleet, Beta Z.
Admiral Ricardo Watkins, Starfleet Command, Section 001, Earth.
Admiral Harris Jenkins, from the USS Farragut, 18th Fleet, Betelgeuse.
Gul Lorette, Cardassian High Council Representative, Cardassian Union.
Admiral Marshall, do you know of what you stand accused of? Do you know why you are here?
Yes, sir.
And how do you plead, Admiral?
Guilty, sir. But only myself, not my crew.
Somehow I expected that answer. Nevertheless, your crew, they stand by your side.
They are resilient, sir.
Admiral Marshall, I'd like to get this completely on the record.
Yes, sir.
Admiral, you are pleading guilty to all charges?
Yes, sir.
Very well. This trial will be an investigation of these charges as they are listed. The charge of aiding and abetting known fugitives of the United Federation of Planets. The charge of aiding the vigilante and fringe group known as the Maquis with weapons, materials, as well as starships. The charge of the illicit, non-Federation sanctioned dealing with the Ferengi to transport materials to the Maquis. And finally, the charge of the murder of several Starfleet officers.
All of it was true. Every charge. Every last shred of evidence. When you believe in something, you put your best into it.
Captain's log, stardate 52861.9. We've been floating somewhere within Tzenkethi space for the past few days. An electrical storm completely tore through our deflectors, and did damage to some of the new bioelectrics, specifically within engineering. I would complain to Starfleet Command about the condition of this ship, and the sheer number of times something, somewhere seems to break. But like every captain in the fleet, I'm happy to take a command, even if it is an old, run-down, decrepit Excelsior class. Remember, Lieutenant, when you believe in something, you put your best into it. Get that warp drive working. No more excuses.
Yes, sir. 4 more hours. For sure. Of course I believe in it.
I believe someone else said that exact same line.
I'm not completely sure what you're talking about.
Don't avoid it. You know what today is.
Do I?
Of course you do.
It's nothing important.
Your brother's court-martial seems like something important to me.
And this is exactly why you're the first officer and not the captain.
Of course it is.
How long till we can talk to the Tzenkethi without having our hands on our phasers?
Soon, I hope.
You hope? I'm hoping you're taking this situation seriously. We're sitting ducks, and I don't trust the Tzenkethi as far as I can throw one.
And you can't throw one very far.
What are you up to tonight?
Nothing much?
My quarters? Dinner? 2100 hours?
Sure.
I'll see you tonight. Bridge.
Captain on deck!
Dear God, Ensign, please do not do that.
Sorry, sir. Force of habit.
Lieutenant Dyer, report.
The lead Tzenkethi ship broke out of formation about 12 minutes ago. Since then, they've scanned us twice, but not proceeded to either move or do anything further.
And the repair efforts?
Nothing new since you went down there, sir.
A little less brashness would be lovely, Lieutenant.
Sorry, sir.
Ensign Watkins, do we at least have weapons control?
Sorry, sir. That has not been restored either. Most of the important sections of the ship are still running on reserve power.
Ensign, send out a message on subspace to Starfleet. Tell them of our situation.
Right away, sir.
Wait. Belay that order. I'd rather we just fix this ourselves.
Understood, sir.
I'll be in my ready room. Oh, Dr. Saladin wanted to see me. Could someone point him up here?
Right away, sir.
Admiral, you think when they call us in, they'll go easy on us?
Captain, I'm sure they would if there wasn't that charge of killing Starfleet officers.
Did we? Killed those officers, I mean.
Well...
That means yes.
I killed those officers. You three did not.
I know I didn't kill no officers, Admiral.
Speak proper English, Ensign. They'll be kinder if you do.
They won't be kind, I'm sure of it.
All we can do is... Are they ready for us, Ensign?
No, sir. I have a message for you, sir.
What's the message, son?
I'll be leaving now, sir.
Thank you, Ensign.
What's it say, sir?
You can be sure it's harmless. The Council probably already read it. Let's see here. I hope you're doing well. How's Mabel?
Wasn't Mabel the name of, contact?
Well, it's not signed, but I'm pretty sure I know.
Well, Admiral?
They are ready for you, sirs and ma'am.
Thanks, son. Take us in.
Enter.
Dr. Saladin for you, sir?
I'm sure the doctor and whomever else can find their own way into my ready room, Ensign.
Sorry, sir. Another force of habit.
You must have served under a rather debilitated captain then.
Yes, sir. If I may be so bold, sir, my father will go easy on your brother today.
Perhaps a little too bold. That'll be all, Ensign.
Good morning, Captain.
Sit down, Doctor.
I have some interesting news to report.
The latest shipwide gossip, eh, Doctor?
Absolutely. Nothing but the best for my captain.
I hope you're not being serious, Doctor. I actually have things to do.
Of course not. We have 3 cases of the camera-side flu. Most likely from their last stop on Starbase 621. Nothing too serious, but these officers will need to stay quarantined within their quarters until it passes.
And how long is that?
I estimate only 5 to 7 more days for each of them. But until they are fully recovered, they are extremely contagious.
So let's not try to spread this around. Anything else?
Yes. Lieutenant Beatrice Harrison came in for her annual physical, and we found something interesting.
What is it?
No need to get so serious, Captain. It's actually a nice interesting rather than our usual, bad interesting.
Go on.
The poor girl is pregnant, Captain. She doesn't want any guesses on the gender, but I'm hoping for a boy myself.
She's pregnant? We can't have this aboard the ship. I'll have to see her and Greg about getting a transfer somewhere planetside.
Sir?
Trust me, Doctor. From someone who was shuffled from ship to ship, station to station as a child, that is no life for one that young. Stability is what they need. Anything else to report, Doctor?
Nothing else, Captain.
Dismissed, Doctor.
Thank you, sir. Oh, and Captain?
Yes, Doctor?
Beatrice hasn't told Craig yet, so let's not spill the details about any transfers until later.
Understood. Now go away.
Chief of Staff Admiral Farnsworth, if you'll let me begin.
Of course, Mr. Vice President.
Admiral Marshall, let's begin with a log entry on the 3rd of July, 2371, which is, in my mind at least, one of the lesser alarming entries. However, it's hard to really impose a scale onto your actions, so let us begin July 3rd, 2371, on the USS Bonaparte.
Admiral on deck.
Permission to come aboard, Ensign.
Granted, sir. Welcome aboard the USS Bonaparte.
Where is your commanding officer, Ensign?
He'd like to express his apologies on not being able to join you when you docked aboard the ship, sir. He sent me in his place.
You didn't answer my question.
I apologize, sir. He's down on planetside, finishing up last-minute negotiations with the Kai.
I see. Just as well. I'll join him planetside, then.
Sir?
I'd rather see the captain planetside anyway. I've been in these identical hallways for far too long.
Yes, sir. I'll lead you to the transport room.
Ensign, I'd also like to ask if you would be so kind as showing me to Chief Engineer Boris. I have some matters to discuss with him as well.
Yes, sir. Right down this corridor, sir. I'll take you there.
How long have you served on the Bonaparte, Ensign?
3 years, sir.
What do you make of the situation down on Bajor?
Sir, I'm sorry, sir. I'm not sure if I'm qualified to answer that. Engineering.
You're a member of this ship, and you served in this sector of space. You have more experience dealing directly with the situations of this area than I do.
Yes, sir. I find the situation perplexing.
That's not very specific. This is not a very good briefing, Ensign.
The people of this area are starved for resources, sir. The Cardassians took everything the planet had, and then they took some more. The Bajorans really need something to
boost themselves? Give them a fighting chance?
Yes, sir. Exactly. We're here, sir. Chief Engineer Boris is down there by the core, sir.
Well, thank you for the briefing, Ensign. It was most helpful. Dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Morgan! How are you?
Admiral Marshall, I didn't expect you for several more hours.
I always love coming early. Is there somewhere private we can talk?
Yes, of course. Down here.
Very good.
Well?
Is this a safe location?
As safe as anywhere. The closest microphone or sensor is at least 15 yards away. We won't be heard.
Have you spoken with your contact?
Of course.
And?
The ships were taken from Utopia Planitia and rerouted to be dropped off here at Bajor.
Very well. How many?
4 raiders. The USS Bonaparte will drop them off at a rendezvous point at Starbase 621.
And then what?
They'll be taken by Ferengi vessel to the Badlands.
Sounds expensive. Why can't the Bonaparte take them to the Badlands? It's right around the corner.
Right, because the first officer is an idiot, leaving 4 raiders just sitting out in the open for an exchange that is not legal.
The first officer hasn't been converted yet.
Not him. He will never be converted.
Understood. Take me to the transporter room. I have to talk with Captain Antos.
But of course, this way.
Captain Antos, great to see you.
Admiral, wonderful to see you. Sorry to make you wait. I just got finished with the Kai. Just some catching up with her. She hates it when I don't come and see her.
Completely understandable. Is there somewhere we can talk?
Of course. Right this way.
Morgan says everything is planned and ready. How is everything on your end?
Jack, this is the 4th time we've done this, and it is a small delivery. Stop worrying. It'll be fine.
I'm worried that we'll eventually get caught.
I've changed the shipping logs myself. There will be no problem.
I hope not. This is extremely important.
Don't lecture me about importance. I fought in the Resistance before I could read a book. Helping them is the least I could do. I've been considering joining them.
You're more valuable where you are. When did the ships arrive?
1600 hours. They'll be delivered by a Federation cargo ship on the far side of Bajor. Far away from Deep Space Nine's watchful gaze.
Good. It seems everything is actually in order then.
As it always is. And if it isn't, they'll only catch you.
As you can see, fellow members of the court, Admiral Marshall has been, without a shadow of a reasonable doubt, supplying on a large scale starships to the Maquis.
Mr. Vice President, there wasn't any mention of the Maquis within your presentation of the facts.
And yet those ships were last seen within Maquis hands.
Shortly before they were destroyed.
However, I'm not completely sure of malicious intent.
And I'm completely sure that's not the point of these proceedings, Admiral Watkins. Admiral Marshall broke more than several regulations.
I believe we should have Admiral Marshall speak on behalf of what you presented, Mr. Vice President.
Very well. However, the facts stand clear as they are. Admiral Marshall, do you have anything to add?
Specifically speaking, only about your intentions.
I'm not sure...
Let him speak, Mr. Vice President.
Admiral, Gull Larrett, my intentions are clear. Although not stated, those ships that were delivered were filled to the brim with medical supplies. The Federation's goals are to help the helpless.
The Federation's goals do not include aiding vigilantes.
For the last time, Mr. Vice President, let Admiral Marshall finish.
My intentions, my goals, were only ever to help those that could not help themselves. They had a right to those lands.
Admiral Farnsworth, if I may.
Proceed, Admiral Jenkins.
Admiral Marshall, where were those ships destined to be used?
Planets within the demilitarized zone.
The Maquis, you mean?
Admiral Marshall, we'll be adjourning these discussions for a 10-minute break. Please follow Ensign Garrick back to your holding cell.
The best part of dinner is the pie.
Of course it is.
You sure you don't want some? Good old apple pie would do you good, Rachel.
Are you sure about that? You sure I'm not good already?
I'm gonna go ahead and not answer that.
And that's probably best.
But still, you can't beat pie after a good dinner.
All that pie seems to be going to your head.
I wonder what's taking Greg so long on this power situation.
Leave him alone. You're working him too hard. That's the problem. You're on everyone's ass all day long about this or that.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that's in my job description.
I'm pretty sure they all need a break. A good, long, well-deserved trip to Risa or some other nice, peaceful destination.
This Tzenkethi situation has me on edge, perhaps.
More than usual, you mean? Yeah, well, we can all tell.
We fought a bloody war with these people, and I don't like that we're the olive branch.
It's a stepping stone. But we've been in rough patches before. Tell me what's really eating you.
I'm sure I don't have to tell you. Being with a Beta Z means that usually you know the problem even before I do.
Of course I do. Well?
Why did he do it? As soon as I found out about the smuggling, I distanced myself from him, but he went even further.
He put his best into what he believed in.
It's illegal, Rachel. It's wrong.
Look at it from the Maquis perspective.
I'd rather not.
Just take a moment. They've made homes in that area. They've raised children in that area. There are those that put all they had into that area, into their homes, their livelihood. Why shouldn't Starfleet try to protect those people, those Starfleet citizens?
If there's one thing that both my brother and I love, it's Starfleet. We know the treaties, we know the terms. Why even try and break them?
Sometimes you have to look at the people, Huckleberry.
Don't call me that.
At least I have your attention now.
You always have my attention. Thank God!
Calm down, cowboy. Go thank the chief.
I love how you give me orders. It's like rank is nothing between us.
Go.
Lieutenant Harrison, are you the one to commend for the speedy recovery of the ship?
There are still plenty of bugs to fix. We only have perhaps half the ship up, including the warp core and the weapons.
So we can move again. When the Tzenkethi scan us again, we'll have an actual warp signature and loaded weapons?
Hopefully. No promises yet. The ship is literally on its last leg.
Don't we know it? But we still love her.
I'm going to be putting together work crews to get all the little things up and running again.
Right. I hope one of the first things on your list is the replicators. They can't seem to get my coffee just right.
Yes, Captain.
Captain, please report to the bridge. We have a situation.
Let's keep this break to 10 minutes, everyone. Admirals, Gull, Mr. Vice President, please follow me.
Just what in the holy hell do you think you're doing, Oswald?
I'm going to have to echo John here, Oswald.
I'm finding out what happened.
You're embarrassing not only Jack, but the Federation as well.
I'm finding that I agree with the Vice President. Whatever is most likely to seek the full truth.
Golarat, with all due respect, you're only here as a spectator of this trial.
I'll be sure to express that to the Cardassian High Council.
Now look, we're going to go back in there, and we're going to be as lenient as possible. Our job is to find the truth, not embarrass the Federation or Jack. Is that understood?
I'm going to proceed how I see fit, Admiral Farnsworth.
I'm going to make this very clear, Mr. Vice President. If you take Jack down in a manner that is both unbecoming to a man of his rank and of his reputation as a member of the Starfleet, I will do everything in my power to take you down as well.
I'd like to see you try, Admiral Watkins.
Enough! We're due back inside. Let's go.
Report.
Sir, the Tzenkethi have hailed the ship, and we have received a Priority 1 distress call from a seemingly remote starbase in the Rolar Nebula, along with a Priority subspace message from Starfleet Command that we must investigate and secure the in-distressed individuals immediately.
Understood. Open a channel to the Tzenkethi.
Hailing frequencies open.
Captain of Federation vessel, what can we do for you?
Captain, Tzenkethi vessel. We have stood at a stalemate for more than a day now. If this is how peaceful trade negotiations between our two people will go forward, the Federation will only become more paranoid.
I'm sorry, Captain, but we were unsure of why your ship appeared to be incapacitated. We needed to make sure it was not a ruse.
Captain, I can promise you it was not a ruse.
We are now registering your systems online on our end, Captain. Perhaps our scanners were malfunctioning.
Perhaps. However, unfortunately, we can no longer complete negotiations at this time, Captain. We have been called away.
Anything that my ships and I can do to assist, in the name of peaceful cooperation with the Federation.
I'm sure we can handle it, Captain. We will be back to truly begin negotiations in a few days, or another crew will be along.
Alas, I was warming to you and your ship, Captain, as perplexing as it has been for the past day.
Thank you, Captain. We'll meet again soon. Closed channel.
Channel closed, sir.
Lay in a course, Ensign. Fastest possible speed to the Rolar Nebula.
Yes, sir. Course laid in.
Let's get out of Dodge.
Sir?
Go, Ensign.
I'm going to have to ask that we keep these breaks down to 10 minutes rather than 30. I'd like to have these proceedings done before I'm too old to wield this gavel. Admiral Marshall and crew, are you ready to begin?
We're ready to begin.
We're going to turn it over to Admiral Reeves. Admiral?
Admiral Marshall, let's fast forward a year to October 27th, 2372, where this court believes the most heinous crime was committed. On October 27th, 2373, you and your crew were scheduled to arrive on a new experimental weapons conference on Mars, specifically at the Utopia Planitia shipyards.
Utopia Planitia, where the inventors invent.
Where the inventors invent the machines that we use to kill.
But they inventors. Oh, I don't really got an idea what they invent, like ships and stuff.
Well put, Ensign. Ensign, find Captain Andrews. He's around for the conference as well. Lieutenant, check that the ships are fully loaded with medical supplies. They really need those ships. Captain, you with me. This is the largest shipment to date. 6 ships. We may be able to obtain some more.
Understood.
Yes, sir. Y'all have fun.
Sir, what are we off to do?
We're going to visit the commander on duty to see if we can commandeer some more ships.
Is it that important?
They are losing their war. They need our help now more than ever.
Yes, sir.
I apologize, Admiral, for interrupting. However, Admiral Marshall, can you explain to the court your physical and mental condition up to this point?
I was of sane health and mind, I believe.
Had you been drinking, Admiral, up to this point?
I'm sorry, sir.
Mr. Vice President, how does this line of questioning achieve the point of this inquiry?
Admiral Farnsworth, this line of questioning will illuminate the mental condition of Admiral Marshall up to the point of the most heinous act within this inquiry.
Answer the question, Admiral Marshall.
I'm sorry, Admiral Farnsworth. I'm going to have to object to this line of questioning.
I'm going to have to agree with Admiral Watkins. This line of questioning is not appropriate to distinguish the lines of this inquiry.
Chief of Staff Admiral Farnsworth, please rule on this matter. This line of questioning will reveal what I believe to be the cause of Admiral Marshall's ultimate actions.
I'm gonna let the question stand.
Please, answer the question, Admiral.
Yes, Mr. Vice President. I had a few drinks up to this point.
Thank you, Admiral. You may continue, Admiral Reeves.
Admiral, who are we meeting, sir?
The most important commander this side of Pluto.
I'm sorry, sir?
The commander in charge of ship requisitioning. Commander Jerrickson, good to see you again.
Admiral Marshall, what may I do for you, sir?
I'm here to see you about obtaining another few raiders to be sent in the shipment to Bajor.
I'm presuming you mean the shipment off to Deep Space Nine?
Yes. Of course.
Admiral Marshall, I'm not seeing any raiders up for reassignment at the moment.
Where are the 6 that are going there right now coming from?
They've just been constructed.
And there are no more to be sent?
There are no free raiders that are available for transport to that area.
Commander, is it possible to reassign other raiders to be sent to Deep Space Nine?
Admiral, there are no free raiders that are available for transport to that area.
Are you certain, Commander?
Of course.
Very well. I'm sure ordering you to reassign a ship would do no good.
I would need a direct order from Starfleet headquarters, from the Federation Council, or a memo from an admiral in charge of a battlefront.
Fat chance of that.
I'm sorry, sir?
I said I'm sure there's a chance I could get that.
You're always welcome to come back, Admiral, with those articles.
Of course. Time for Plan B.
Yes, sir. Commander Jerrickson, if you'd please reassign a raider, I'd be most appreciative.
This can't possibly work in your favor, Admiral.
This was not Plan B, John.
We never went over Plan B. Don't touch anything!
I'm sure it's too late for that, John.
Security is on its way. I'm sure they'll have some questions for you, Admiral.
John, detain him while I work on getting another raider assigned. Admiral Marshall to Deck 12 security team. Your presence is not required in the requisitioning office.
A security response alert was sent to our office, Admiral.
Commander Jerrickson fell out of his chair and pressed it by accident. All is well in here.
Thank you, sir.
Calm down, Commander!
Go with me, Captain.
John, what did you do?
I apologize, sir. It just...
Happened? This is a whole new game then, Captain. Admiral Marshall to sickbay. We're going to need a medical team in the requisitioning office, right away.
I'm sorry, sir. Did you say something?
If he just disappears, there will be questions. Let's figure a way through this.
Have you gotten into the computer yet?
No. It's asking for a Federation Council or Battlefront access code. I have neither.
What? Oh, God. What now?
Now, I talked to Sarah, and you tell the medic team he fell off his chair.
Yes. Yes,
Sarah,
sir.
This is Jack.
Yes, sir?
We're going to need another one of your specialty security wipes, Sarah.
Where?
Requisitioning office, Deck 12. Wipe the entire floor.
Yes, sir. Anything else?
Tell Lawrence to be on his toes.
Yes, sir. Johansson out.
What happened here?
That is... He...
Commander Jerickson fell off his chair.
I'm not sure about...
Medics. Commander Jerickson fell off his chair. I'd like to see that in your logs.
Yes. Yes, sir. I understand, sir.
Thank you, Medic. I appreciate it. Right, Captain. We have to get at least one more ship out there.
Sir, I'm not sure.
Captain, we have a job to do. Let's move.
As the court can see, this is the most heinous act these men and women before us have committed. Cold-blooded murder.
I'm not sure those words are completely justified.
Commander Jerickson did not need to be killed. The end result was not justified.
I understand that, but the murder was not intentional. It should be characterized as manslaughter at the very least. Was it intentionally premeditated, Admiral Marshall?
No, sir. It was not.
Either way, it is still the death of a Starfleet officer. That's not the end of it.
Before we continue, I believe this court requires a break. 10 minutes. Please, let's keep it to at least 20 minutes this time.
Tech, Greg said you're down here. Where are you?
Down here. Hold on. There we go. Yes, that's better.
Tech, why are you in the nether regions of my poor ship?
Who's up there?
Your beloved captain, who you'd die for.
Ah, yes. Wait. This coupling looks rather frayed.
All the couplings are frayed on this damn boat. Tech, get up here now. That's an order.
Yes, sir. 1 second.
Now, Tech. Right now.
Yes. Who's up there again?
Welcome to the real world, Tech, where people eat real food and don't drink plasma.
Yes, of course. Good morning, sir.
It's evening, Tech.
Yes, sir. I, was doing something down there, sir.
That's the question I'm trying to get answered. Why did you take apart the floor to access the insides of this poor ship?
I was fixing it, sir.
I'm sure the chief engineer would be pleased.
Well, I was... help, you know. The inertial dampers really need work.
Focus, Tech. Focus on me. Right now.
Yes. Yes, sir. Right away. Focusing, sir.
All right. We're warping into a potentially dangerous situation without any knowledge of what exactly we're going to find. I have a special task for you.
The Heisenberg compensators need calibration, sir. I should go and...
Focus, Tech. Focus.
Yes, sir. Focusing.
I need you to work on the weapons systems. Now, you helped upgrade our torpedo framework for quantums. I need you to make sure they're in tip-top shape.
Yes, sir. The quantums. Yes, sir. Tip-top. Transporter room 1. I've been having slight malfunctions, hasn't it?
Tech, you need to finish this first. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Tech.
Right away, sir. Just after I finish with these frayed coupling.
Ah, Lieutenant Harrison, I'll commend you again on great work. Well done.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure.
Where are you off to, Lieutenant?
My quarters. Dinner with the lady of the manor tonight.
Ah, of course. You have fun tonight.
I'll try, sir. Thank you. B, I'm home.
I'll be out in a minute.
So how was your day?
Just fine, dear. I was in astrophysics today. Those sensors...
Yes, I know. Still not up.
We're trying to map a very important event, and if we don't have those sensors...
B, I've been trying to repair the warp drive all day, trying to get basic power up. We're almost out of reserve.
Yes, I know, Greg. Just keep it on your list, okay?
Of course, B. Unless Huck says so, it can't be very high on my list.
Uh-huh. Then I should talk to Huck? He's not the chief engineer.
He's the captain, and if he wants me to fix engineering, I fix engineering. Perhaps I could get Tech to take a look at them.
Well, I mean, it can wait.
What? You don't like Tech?
Besides his nickname, I find him creepy.
You're not the only one. He's very good at his job, though. I'll have him take a look if he gets a free moment. He needs the diversion.
Yeah. For some reason, I'm not sure he's ever without a diversion. I went to see Dr. Saladin today for my annual physical.
I hate those. All those tests, and needles, and poking, and prodding.
I know you do. But this time, the physical was...
Oh? How did it go? You didn't contract one of those nasty bugs that's gotten a few of my technicians, did you?
No, dear, not at all. Something better happened.
Well?
Well, it seems someone forgot to take their Vapo shot this month.
Oh? Are you?
Yes.
That's wonderful! This is awesome! Did the doctor set a due date?
3rd week of September. I was hoping to name it after you if it's a boy.
And name it after your mother if it's a girl?
We'll have to talk about that one.
All right, please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Admiral Jenkins, you have the floor.
Thank you, sir. We left off with the death of Commander Jerrickson. However, you and your crew didn't stop there, did they, Admiral Marshall?
I'm not sure what you're referring to, Admiral.
No, sir, I'm sure you don't. Shortly after the death of Commander Erickson, Ensign Dunnins transported aboard the USS Archangel.
Sir, I'm aboard the Raider.
Very good. Ensign, you're going to have to pilot it out yourself.
When is the departure scheduled for?
There isn't one, Ensign. You're going to have to pilot it out yourself. Completely.
I'm sorry? What?
We weren't able to attach this ship to the others leaving the shipyards. You're going to have to fly this ship out and all the way to the Badlands.
Sir, you want me to fly this tiny ship out of the...
Yes, I know. The most heavily guarded solar system without getting caught.
Sir, I ain't sure.
Proper English, Ensign.
Yes, sir.
Focus, Ensign. You can do this.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ensign. Turn on the view screen.
Done, sir.
As you can see, Ensign, you're currently parked in the same dockyard as the USS Bonaparte. Captain Antos will be leaving at 1800 hours. You will follow him out.
Sir, he's first officer?
He's currently in sick bay with a rather nasty strain of the Kamazarite flu. He won't be watching. The second officer is with us.
Yes, sir. What about the flight control?
As long as you stay inside the Bonaparte shields, you should go undetected on sensors.
Yes, sir.
For right now, just sit tight until Captain Antos clears to depart.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Clark, I'll be glad when this conference is over. There are just too many ships around here.
I completely agree, Mark. It's hard to keep track of them all.
USS Bonaparte, you are cleared for departure. You're due in 4 days at 1600 hours at the Cardassian-Breen border.
Good hunting, Bonaparte.
Acknowledge Utopia Planitia Control. Thanks for your hospitality. Our captain would like to note your coffee does need improvement.
Don't we know it? Utopia Planitia out.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, Clark?
Do you see that?
Computer, zoom in grid 16B.
Isn't that...
It sure seems to be.
There shouldn't be anyone aboard that raider.
USS Archangel, come in.
USS Archangel, you're not cleared for departure.
No response.
Captain Heralds, please come in.
What's up, boys?
Sir, it seems like someone is trying to steal the USS Archangel.
Dispatch the USS Arthur to investigate. Don't destroy the ship.
Understood, sir.
Harold's out.
USS Arthur, please come in.
USS Arthur acknowledges control.
Sir, we have a rogue raider. Captain Heralds would like you to investigate.
Acknowledged. We're on it. Any special instructions?
Don't destroy the ship. We'd like to take anyone on board alive.
Understood. USS Arthur out.
I kind of feel sorry for the USS Archangel.
Why?
We sent a steam runner class to investigate the theft of a raider.
Captain Nagoya better be careful. He could rip through that ship like tinfoil. USS Archangel, come in.
USS Archangel, you're not cleared for departure.
Admiral, we have a problem.
I know, Ensign. I'm heading up there right now. When you're out of the solar system, jump to warp.
Sir, I'm detecting a ship on an intercept course. I ain't sure of nothing.
English, Ensign. Focus. What kind of ship is it?
Sir, it's a damn steam runner.
Captain Nagoya.
Sir?
Get out of there as quickly as possible. How long until Captain Antos jumps to warp?
Probably a few minutes, sir. You'll have to leave the solar system first.
Attention USS Archangel. Cut your engines, drop your shields, and prepare to be boarded.
Sir, you ain't been helpful.
Send no response. I'm going to sort this out. Get out of there as fast as possible. I'm leaving Lieutenant Johansson here. Marshall out.
Sarah, what should I do? Bonaparte will jump into warp soon. They're about to leave the solar system.
You've been listening to Star Trek Zine, Episode 1, Things Not Seen. Written and directed by Waleed Ovaz. Produced and audio engineered by Matthew McLaren and Scott Stronach. Original music by Matthew McLaren. Featured in the cast were Scott Stronach as Admiral Jack Marshall, Rhys Ptolemy as Captain Huckleberry Marshall, Melissa So as Commander Rachel Henrick, Mark Zarakor as Admiral Frank Reeves, Joe Stofko as Vice President Garibaldi, Steve Carter as Admiral Walkins, Jules Ismail as Goldarette, Megan Presley as Clara Walkins, Maury Maginoja as Dr. Alexander Saladin, Anthony Piselli as Morgan Boris, Katie Gomez as Lieutenant Beatrice Harris, Elise Hanlon as Lieutenant Sarah Johansson, Tom Stitzer as Grand Admiral Farnsworth,
Brave comrades, Ensign Lawrence Dannings,
Chad Curzon as Captain Nagoya, Nathan Simmons as Lieutenant Greg Harrison, Luke Clay as James Guyman, Robert Pepper as Admiral Jenkins, Carrie Ayres as Antos Rand, James Leaper as Captain Harolds, Gareth Bowley as Captain John Harris, Michael Liebman as the Tzenkethi Captain, Tony Raymond as Lieutenant Clark, Dan McIntosh as Lieutenant Mark, David McIver as Commander Jerickson. This is Alistair Stewart. Thank you for listening. Star Trek is owned by Paramount Productions. No rights infringement intended. Please tune in next month for the exciting conclusion.